And good evening, hockey fans in Newfoundland and Labrador, across Canada, and around the world via the internet. We welcome you inside the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium tonight, here in Grand Falls, Windsor, for game number 3, the Newfoundland and Labrador Under-18 Major Hockey League semi-final between the Pinnacle Growlers and the hometown Traction Central Impact. Growlers won the games 1 and 2 last weekend in St. John's by identical 3-2 scores, the second game in overtime, so it's been a closely fought series, closely fought first 2 games, but the Growlers are up 1-0. Let's come inside the booth. Hi everybody, George Scott, Robert Golding with you this evening, and for the Traction Central Impact, they played 2 really good games last weekend against what was certainly the best team in the league this year, but came up empty, and they come back home tonight. They need to win tonight or tomorrow to force a 5th game here on Sunday. I know Coach Brian Casey spoke to him earlier. Said he told his team, we want to send this one back to St. John's, which means they've got to win 2 of the next 3.
And George, knowing Brian over the years as I've known him, it's a big sell. You're trying to convince your players that you're capable of winning. I know that they commit on the short end the last couple of games. They've had a number of overtime losses, as we spoke about prior to going on the air this year. However, they're still losses, and you've got to try to find a win. And I know it's easy to say. You got to try to find a way to win. As simple as that may seem, you got to. I don't know if it means, an extra shot block, if it means a good save where the goaltender makes a good save at a crucial time, if it's if it's a good penalty kill, if it's a good power play. But you know that you can compete. And listen, let's call a spade a spade. If you're in that dressing room, the Impact dressing room, you've got to say that these Growlers are a good team. However, we've proven, not by luck, not by accident, that we can compete. That should give you some confidence, especially coming home. Yeah, you're home inside your own stadium tonight here at the Joe Byrne. A few players out for the Impact tonight. James Strickland is out. Luke Kosh is out serving suspensions. Jackson Ingram out with a minor injury, I'm told, but he will not be playing tonight. So that's a tough one for the Impact. They need to have everybody going. Yeah,
but
especially
next man up, hey?
Well, especially Ingram and Strickland, George. They rely on him offensively. Kosh is a big body, likes to get in on the forecheck. So those are out. Someone's in. You pick up the line and you tow it. You see what goes on. Okay, folks, time now for the national anthem. We'll be back with the opening face-off. All right, again, folks, we welcome you once again inside the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium. We've got game number 3, Pinnacle Growlers against the Traction Central Impact. Starting in goal for the Growlers, number 35, Jesse Hurnham will get the start. And for the Impact, it'll be number 34, Jaden Lynch. All right, the Impact in their home whites, the Pinnacle Growlers in the black and gold. Referee Danielle Mills calls the players to center, and we are underway. Growlers control it from the opening faceoff. I mentioned off the top, a couple of tough losses for the Impact last weekend. The overtime goal turned out to be an own goal, and then after defense, it's going right through the crease. Growlers trying to move it out. They do. O'Brien
He'll dump it in. He'll go into chase. Gets there first. Beats Price to the puck. Moves to the corner. Lambert. Pick on it. Canning up along the boards for Lambert. Russell just gets it was kept in. Looks like it came out. That's it. Price on the other side. Lambert. He lost it. He came right back to him. And dump it out. Russell had to hop over his stick. Up at the blue line. Canning. Thinking Canning will shoot it in, and the Impact will make their first change.
Well, George, you talked about earlier the number of players here, which means that there are 3 different line combinations like that the Impact haven't used in a while. So there's an adjustment there as well.
Good pass. Deep. Gotta go down into the corner. Puck skirts loose. Block has it. Can't get it out. And turn back inside his own end. Kicks it down into the corner. Go behind the goal. Off the glass and out. Racing onto it, there's Purdy. Purdy over the lock. Oh, what a great defensive play.
Phenomenal defensive. That was a sure save of a goal, George. Hussey, I can't.
It was a 2-on-0 when he got back to get a stick in the way.
He did. It was phenomenal. Great speed.
Great opportunity for the Impact early. They were 2-on-0.
As a result of really Purdy busting through the neutral zone hard.
Right in front of the goal. Impact get it. Clear it. Gillespie off the boards. Comes in. Off the stick of Lynch to the boards. Impact on it. As the Growlers are changing. Gillespie gets it over. Impact with it. Off the glass. And it was kept in at the blue line. Nice play. Hilltop, his shot was blocked. Impact have it, they'll move it out. King, up through the middle. Harnett tried to chip it past the defenseman, he stayed with him. It's Williams. Pass Williams will pick it up along the near boards. Puts on the brakes. Gives himself a little bit of room. Center shoots it in. Lynch reaches up, grabs it, drops it there for defenseman Green. Green stepping out in front of his own goal, heading straight up the ice. Green to center, dumps it in. Devereaux plays it to the side of the goal and will be covered up there by Harnett.
The pace of the game, George, just say. One of the things I like, and I've noticed both teams so far, they dump the puck in a couple of times, which usually the Pinnacle Growlers don't like to dump the puck, they like more puck possession. They dump it in a couple of times, but with game possession.
Again, Harnet's got it. Turning, up along the boards. Canning kept it in, cleared out. Ward has it, Teddy Ward shoots it back in. Canning stopped it behind his goal. Dolan was nice to move at the blue line, up ahead, it's tipped in. Racing onto it is Tucker. Into the near boards. Devereaux keeps it in. Now will come out. Out and brought back in outside. Both teams will change up. Up here, down there.
Really like this line, George, Bowen, Tilly, and Tucker. Each of the times I've seen them play, they really complement each other. And Devereaux, we've watched Devereaux a number of times, George. He really is awesome as a defenseman, but also he likes to come down low when they're on the power play. He's a guy to watch out for.
Party moves it to the right side. Away with it is Fowler. Goes into the corner with Keynes. Growlers come up with it. Pass just missed Tucker. Shot back in. Devereaux turning in the corner. Fowler trying to give him trouble. Growlers get it out. Here's Tucker. He's poke checked as he gets to the blue line. Devereaux will drop it back to Maloney. Down the ice it goes. And that will be an icing call. And when we do, let's welcome our new sponsor for the webcast, Skur Group. Skur Group is a full-service company located in Grand Falls, Windsor, offering mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and security services for both commercial and residential customers. Skur Group can also help arrange financing for your home or commercial project. For more information on how Skur Group can help you, just call 709-393-2600, email info@skurgroup.ca, or check out their website at skurgroup.ca. I want to thank the folks at Skur Group for sponsoring our webcast this weekend, as they did with the U16 games that we did last weekend.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun as well.
Verdi backing up in his own sort. That's War. War moves it up at the blue line. Harnett get going here to Russell. Russell takes it behind the goal. To near boards. Lambert racing in, gets to it first for the impact. Played to the other side. Here's Devereaux. That went off an impact stick, so there won't be any icing. Out to play it is Lynch. Left it for War. War with a nice little move to give himself a little bit of room. Got it ahead to Russell over the other side looking for Green. Green reaches out, pokes it in. Maloney back to get it for the Growlers. Around the boards to Avery. Kept in. Lambert. Russell in to help out. Puck is held against the boards. Referee saying move it. Chafe on it. Chafe for the Growlers. Up the left side. Gets to center and shoots it in. Just got it to center. Growlers in quick on the forecheck. Avery with the puck. Has it knocked off his stick. Lambert. He lost it. Green off the boards looking for Lambert. Couldn't get a stick on it, so it'll be kept in by the Growlers. Green will go back to get it. It's cleared down the ice. Will not be enough for icing. Chafe back to get it. Canning watching him. Chafe up towards the blue line. Fowler couldn't get a stick on it. The impact will change. Canning goes off. Party comes on. Will be shot in by Gillespie. Goes all the way around to the other side. Andy Knight over there, the captain for the Growlers, got to it. They get it behind the goal. This is game 3. This best of 7 series. Growlers lead the series 2-0. Down the ice it goes. We'll be icing against the Impact. Game 4 tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Nope, that different starting time. 6 o'clock here at the Joe Byrne.
We got to be here at 6, George?
Well, if we want to call the game. We're going to do it live, yeah.
That's cutting into my supper. I got an earlier supper, dude?
I have to get some stadium fries, Robert.
Wow, I do like them. I was watching the golf from Mexico, too, just dreaming.
Yeah. Dumped in. Pilgrim behind the goal. Growlers get it out at center. Fowler tried to play it back to Price. Pass was a little bit off the mark. Now Price has got to go all the way back. Knocked off his stick. Impact get it and move it out. Shot back in by the Growlers. Green hustling back into the corner to get it.
Pinnacle Growlers are really forechecking hard, George. They're not giving the Impact D much time to get set up or organized at all.
Kept it in again that time. Locke with a little bit of room up the left side. Tried to leave it for Russell. Comes back to Locke. Brings it in over the blue line. He's taken to the boards. 4 players go in there. Puck still stuck to the boards. Finally it'll come out to center. Price goes the other side for Green. Green with a bit of room. Growlers are changing. Green with a shot and a save by Harlem as he reaches up and grabs that out of the air.
Yeah, the Growlers are changing, and it's a poor line change, George.
Yeah.
The D-man for it on the right side has total possession of the puck for the Impact, and basically the Growler forward just skated on by him, which means the time that his partner gets back out on the ice is just too late.
So face off in the Growlers' end. This period moving along quickly. Fudge looking for it. Trying to steal it. Fudge finally comes up with it. Gets it to Russell. Russell with a shot, went off a stick. Harmlessly behind the goal. Russell still on it for the impact. He's being hounded back there by Philpott. The Growlers move it out. Roach stopped at the blue line if they touch it, but the impact bring it out. Russell, long shot off a stick, goes in wide. Shot in by Skinner. Skinner in there first, gets it out in front. Here's a chance, a weak shot, kicked away by Lynch. Philpott didn't get as much on that as he would have liked. Gillespie throws it right into the crease. Harnett moves it ahead. Chipped out of there by David Fudge. Williams back in his own end. Williams drops it back. He lost it. Stolen by the impact. Harnett comes to Price. Price takes it in deep. Back at the point. Green with a shot. That was blocked. Comes right back to Green. He'll try to go the other side. Picked off by Williams. Williams heads the other way. And that will come back with the impact. Canning, he's stopped by Boland. I said Roach earlier, it's Chafe. Therefore, the Growlers. Chafe. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first period. No score. Party reaching for it, comes free. Impact are on it. Locke tried to feed it down for Fowler. Pass didn't get through. Again, they look for Fowler. Puck goes up in the air. Party knocked it down. Tucker has it. Micah Tucker swings wide. Tried to throw it into the middle. That went off a skate and back come the impact. Fowler gains the blue line. Looking for Locke. Went off his skate. Cleared away by Harnham to the boards. A really good pace to this opening period.
It certainly is.
That's cleared back in. Impact tag up. Jack Chafe with it behind his goal for the Growlers. Long stretch pass, a good one. Finds Tilley, and Tilley blew a tire.
It's a good thing he did. If not, he was in all by himself.
Break there for the impact. I think the net has maybe come off. Whistle is gone.
Okay.
What a chance for Tilley. Took that long pass off the boards. Perfectly timed. Was in behind everybody and just as he made his cut towards the goal, lost his edge.
If you're the last D-man, particularly on the strong side, that's your responsibility. Nobody else's. You cannot get caught 25 feet up ice with a guy behind you like that on the blue line.
Cleared to the boards and out. Canes will shoot it in. Green has to hustle back. O'Brien in on him, and same spot. Green lost an edge. There's an issue down there or not.
I don't know what's going on.
Two players in a row kind of lost their balances. That same spot. Whoa, there's a big turnover chance. They throw it in front. Went off Pilgrim. Then it's put wide by Fudge.
Fudge had two great chances.
Big turnover there by the Growlers in their own end. Impact couldn't capitalize. War puts it back down in deep. Russell on it first, leaves it back there. O'Brien for the Growlers, up to Canes. Canes cuts across in front of his own blue line. Lambert's got it, leaves it for Canning. Canning missed the pass. It's knocked down. Canes will pick it up at the impact blue line and send it in deep. War back to pick it up for the impact, up ahead to Canning. He'll get it out to center. Gillespie was on it. War back in his own end. Throws it the other side for Hughes. Hughes off the boards. Only as far as the blue line. That one off of Vardy. Vardy off the boards. And that came out, but brought in, I think it came in off the impact player.
That's a questionable one, but George, that whole sequence right here then, even though the impact had possession of puck or passing it, they're going horizontal. They're not going up and down the ice. So they keep going, and so they actually brought themselves back in and were able to be forechecked on. You've got to have got to have a little bit more separation. They did not have enough separation.
Gillespie will shoot it back in. Lynch comes out to play it. This will go down the ice, and this is likely going to be icing, and it is. Lambert was hustling to try and get there, but the Growler player, Drew Keynes, got there first. Or sorry, that was Williams, 21, not 2.
Canning tried to sneak in a change here, and linesman, big bad Mike Brent said, no, get back out here.
Maloney, that one off his skate, comes out to center, mentioning Mike Brent. Cataracts are in Corner Brook tomorrow. Game 3 of their semi-final against Corner Brook Royals. Cataracts lead the series 2-0. Shot in, kicked away. Rebound is there and ripped over the top of the net, up and out of play. Got a lot on that one.
Avery, I can remember back, George, seeing him in December, and he had some real quality chances. He really likes to get in, take the puck off the weak side, strong, and goes to the net hard.
Games 3 and 4 of that Central West Senior Hockey League series. Shot right from the face-off. Going Corner Brook tomorrow night, Sunday afternoon. If the series rather gets extended beyond the 4, we'll be back here next Friday night for Game 5.
Are Deer Lake and Stephenville playing tonight, George, or tomorrow?
They're playing tonight and tomorrow night, yeah.
Okay.
Deer Lake leads that series 2-0.
Right.
Game tonight in Stephenville.
And anybody in Grand Falls, Windsor this weekend, there's an under 13 hockey tournament as well.
It's being played here at the Joe or at Windsor?
Both.
Okay.
And the Corner Brook Royals under 18 rep team are here to visit the Grand Falls Windsor under 18 rep team for a couple of games at the Joe tomorrow at 10 and 12:30. So there's lots of hockey to take
Boy,
in.
There's a lot of hockey. If you're a hockey fan, this is the place to be.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good fries this weekend, I think. I'm going to do a lot of walking.
So we've got another game tomorrow night, as we mentioned, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
An unusual starting time, but that's when they said, here's Devereaux, fan on it. He's got it back. This one was a good shot, but just missed short side. Kept in by the Growlers.
I'm going to need to get my pregame nap a little earlier, George.
You're going to throw off your schedule. Your routine is all messed up.
Hopefully we'll get snow so I can get something to do.
No, it's supposed to be really warm here tomorrow, like 7 degrees here in Grand Falls, Windsor tomorrow. Got up to 3 today. I mean, it felt like a spring day. The snow was melting. The water was running. Full spring.
Snow was dirty. Get out the sunscreen.
Still February, right?
Yeah.
They said a full spring.
Long way to go.
Growlers bring it out. They get it to center, shoot it in, right on goal. Lynch leaves it there for Verdi. Verdi moves it ahead. King dumps it in. Impact we're changing. Devereaux. He'll go the other side right to Pilgrim.
It's icing.
Down the ice. Well, no, it's not going to be. Tilley's going to get
beat
there
him.
first.
Wow.
And just put it wide.
It's a good play.
Good hustle. Riley Tilley. And Tilley's got the puck now over along the boards. King chips it off the boards, but Devereaux's going to hold it in. He was looking for Tilley, went off his stick into the corner, off the boards. Impact were looking for Russell out at center, but that was knocked down just outside the blue line by Gillespie. Hughes. Impact with it, comes right back to Hughes. For King. King backhands it in, and he'll head to the bench.
No space in the neutral zone for Impact.
One off a skate. Lambert going the other way. Leaves it for Canning. Russell, and it's offside at the Growlers' blue line.
George, I've noticed, the Impact, the Pinnacle Growlers have a very good, strong team at offensively, defensively. They do a lot of things well, obviously being in the top. But one of the things that I've noticed tonight, and this, in the Joe Byrne, it's a smaller ice than they used playing on the East Coast. They're really stepping up and taking away to play in the neutral zone, which forces the Impact to either extend the pass or get a little quicker.
Just over 3.5 to go here in the first period. Still no score. Shots on goal, 7-4 favoring the Growlers. Green tried to knock it down. It comes loose. Almost getting to it was Kearley. Green thought he had it. Got away from him, and Kearley nearly stuck behind him. It's kicked up towards the blue line. Lambert. He's poke checked. Harrett followed up on it, and he was poke checked as well. Here's Green. He'll try the other side. Again for Lambert. Chips it past Williams. Gillespie's back to gather it up for the Growlers. To Canes. Canes will stop by Locke. Harnett shoots it in deep. Maloney. He gave it to O'Brien. O'Brien swings to the right side. O'Brien in all alone. A shot. There was room far side. Getting the pad down was Lynch to keep it out. Locke goes the other side. Fowler will go and get it himself in the corner with Chafe. Purdy races to the boards to get to it first for the Impact. Played out by Canes. Hughes will shoot it in deep again. Maloney goes the other side to Chafe. That gets by everybody down the ice, but Avery's going to get there first, so no icing. Fed it right out in front. Somehow it was tipped wide. Great opportunity for Andy Knight.
Twice the Impact got caught looking at that, thinking it was going to be an icing. They just didn't get on their horse.
Knight with a great chance a second ago, just redirected it wide. Avery missed it. It'll be shot back in. Maloney back to get it. 1.5 minutes to go here in the opening period. It's been quick. Avery dumps it in. Harnett in the defensive zone.
Sorry. You're right. Used to be one time everywhere.
And this one will be icing with 1:14 to go against the Impact.
George, twice now looked like it was going to be icing for the Pinnacle Growlers, and they shot the puck in, and what happened is that the Impact, anticipating it being icing, never hustled to the puck. And because they had their back to the play, the two forwards each time for the Pinnacle Growlers got in and raced the icing and had a great scoring opportunity on the second one in particular.
Pilgrim, he's back in his own end for the Growlers. Will come out. Impact have it. That stop. Nice play by Devereaux. Devereaux moves it ahead. Backhand by Hussey goes wide.
It's twice for Lambert doing that, George. You're getting poke check in the neutral zone. He just can't do that. That's not his role.
Growlers pressing in the final minute of this opening period. There's another shot.
And George, that's a result of the turnover with Lambert and just at the blue line. That's in the back of the net. That's a goal.
Yep, I don't know if we're going to get that. It would happen so.
Yeah,
it was such a delayed reaction, but it is a goal for the Growlers.
Yeah.
See, yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, it's in the back of the net easily.
Yeah, you can see him reach in with the trapper and try and pull it out.
But George, the previous shift, or earlier I should say in the shift, is that, Big Lambert got poke check coming through the neutral zone, and at that time he got poke checked on the blue line. Tried to make the extra move. It got turned over. 3 bodies are going north, and the puck is coming south. And, of course, you're looking at 40 seconds left in the period. You've got to protect that puck. It's got to get in. You just cannot turn that puck over there. It's a simple play. You need to make simple plays.
A big goal by the Growlers late in the period. Ward trying to respond here for the Impact. Back at the point. Verdi with a wrist shot. Save is made and then covered up by Harnham. And we get a little pushing and shoving. Skinner comes in, knocks down Aiden Locke. I don't think anything will come of this. 26.8 to go. Goals late in the period can be killers.
George, we've seen it a number of times. Actually, watching the Pinnacle Growlers, watching the Impact the last couple of weeks, they've scored early often. This time they get scored on late, which is not a good sign.
Here come the Growlers again. There's still time, 17 seconds. Tucker trying to get by. It's broken up by Vardy. Vardy sends it down the ice, but that's going to be icing against the impact. Didn't want that with 11 seconds left to go.
That's a lot of time, loads of time. You're going to watch number 1 unit coming out now. Coach Pudgel recognizing this, and he said, I'm going to take an opportunity here. Put Devereaux back out there. You got Knight on the right side, Hussey, their best centerman.
And you got Hussey, Avery, and Knight up front. Big face-off. Puck goes to the boards. Vardy trying to hold it there. There's 3 seconds to go. And that'll do it. First period comes to an end, but a big goal by the Pinnacle Growlers with 41 seconds left to go. Have them out in front, 1-0 after the opening 20 minutes.
Those are the ones that you can ill afford, George. The bottom line is that, you have to protect the puck. And, the Pinnacle Growlers are a really good team. Let's call it spade spade. You don't want to be giving them gifts. That was a gift and a turnover at the blue line.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're in the first intermission here at the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium. Pinnacle Growlers leading the Traction Central Impact 1-0 after 20 minutes. This is Game 3 of the best-of-7 semifinal between these two teams in the Newfoundland and Labrador Under-18 Major Hockey League. You're watching this game exclusively on AO.live, and again, we want to thank our sponsor, Skur Group, for sponsoring our webcast this weekend. Skur Group is a full-service company located in Grand Falls, Windsor, offering mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and security services for both commercial and residential customers. Skur Group can also help arrange financing for your home or commercial project. For more information on how Skur Group can help you, just call 709-393-2600, email info@skurgroup.ca, or check out their website at skurgroup.ca. A late goal by the Pinnacle Growlers in that first period have staked them to a 1-0 lead here in Game 3 of this semifinal. Relatively evenly played first period. Give the better scoring chances to the Growlers, to be honest, but that late goal has really hurt the Impact. They're trying desperately to extend their series after dropping the first two in St. John, so that's not a good way to end the first period.
No, and the thing is, George, is that even though you try to be as positive as you possibly can, each time a goal gets scored against you, you find that you're fighting an uphill battle, which you are, but then the battle even seems, or the uphill seems a little steeper. And, you know, you're trying to pick out something positive out of anything. And I thought they played a good period. They turned the puck over a couple of times. One of the times they turned over resulted in a goal.
Yeah, it's tough when you're going up against a team that has been the best team in the league for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And you play them tough, and you still end up on the short end of things. It's got to be discouraging, but
it's a hard sell.
40 minutes to go, at least. See if the Impact can pull this one out. They need to win tonight or tomorrow to send it to a Game 5 on Sunday.
And I'm not trying to look too far ahead, but I mean, if you go down 3-0, you know, how many times, someone will just send us some stats on how many times a team has come back from a 3-0 deficit.
It's a small number.
In this league particularly.
And in the first period, the Impact didn't really create many good scoring chances at all. They played well in terms of the flow of the play was back and forth, but in terms of good scoring chances, they didn't really generate anything. I mean, Jesse Hurnham was not tested in goal for the Growlers, and the Impact need to find a way, use the cliche, to get more pucks to the net.
Well, you got to get secondary shots and secondary scoring, George, and that means...
And the icing.
You know, we can sit up here and be pundits and so on and so forth. And I know the kids are down there playing the game, and I've been on the other side as well. You have to make the game simple. So if the Pinnacle Growlers are very good defensive, which they are, then let's not try to make plays at the blue line. Let's just shoot it at the goaltender. It doesn't matter what kind of shot it is. Get it there. Get a guy to go in hard. Maybe he takes a penalty. Maybe, create some interference.
Even a long shot from the point.
Something as simple as that.
You never know. You may get a rebound or deflection.
It doesn't have to be fancy. And I know Coach Casey and Coach Tremlett are down there saying the same thing. And Coach Budgell on the other side saying, guys, let's make it simple on our side and not try to do things fancy. We are in the lead. We don't need to be fancy.
Impact won the face-off, but now it's poked back. I thought it was going to be brought out. Maloney back in his own end. Off the boards. Tilley. That was taken smartly on this side, but then knocked off the stick of Tucker. Back to Maloney. Growlers taking their time. Long pass up ahead. Wouldn't be icing because Tilley got there first. Got it to the side of the goal. A few times the Growlers have done that, got somebody in and just shot the puck down the ice knowing that the winger was going to get there first.
Well, one resulted in a glorious scoring opportunity.
It was the one for Andy Knight where he just tipped it over the top of the goal. That shot is put in wide. Kept in by Chafe.
But Devereaux, Knight, and Hussey, even Devereaux from his defensive position does it all the time, George.
Harnett knocked off his stick by Chafe. Green back at the point. He'll put it on goal. One off the blocker of the goaltender. Somehow Harnham found that through all the traffic.
Green did a good job of getting that through as well.
Stumped in. Impact will change. Chafe back to pick it up from Harnham. Chafe taking his time. Drop it back. Boland. Whoop. Fan on that pass attempt.
Try it again.
Yep, take two. There's a better one to Tucker, and then that's picked up. Fudge. He's looking to get it to Canning. Boland's got it, and then he lost it. Here's Fudge. Fudge breaking in. Fudge with a shot. Kicked away by Harnham. Not a difficult save. We got a penalty. This will be the first penalty of the game.
I think it might be a slew foot, George.
Well, it draws a crowd down in the corner for sure.
It's not actually your typical slew foot, but as Fudge went in to check him, the player on the Pinnacle Growlers went and put his, and I think that you might actually get an interference call on that.
Well, let's see what they're going to call. It's going to be.
I think it might be an interference call. I'm not.
You've got it 100%. Maloney gone to the penalty box for the Growlers.
I've seen that call before. It's one of those strange. You think that an interference penalty, someone doesn't have that puck. You can actually have the puck and interfere with somebody, and that's exactly what happened on this particular play.
So a great chance here for the Impact.
Not sure what the goaltender got something wrong with his pad, George, and has come here.
Well,
the officials telling me either he's got to get off or they got to get somebody else out. That's what he's saying right here now.
We saw this at a game earlier at the Windsor Stadium where his pad came off. Yep. Yeah. He's going to have to go to the dressing room and get this fixed, I think. Well, they've opened up the gate and he's called for something.
We can remember watching because we couldn't believe how easy his pad came off.
I'm not sure what time. The referee's still talking to him. He spoke to somebody down at the gate that got into the dressing room, but you're right. I don't know how long they can let him have to get this equipment issue fixed.
I don't know. If Eddie Flood is listening, I'm sure he'll text us shortly.
Listen, I got a roll of duct tape here. If that'll help, I can toss it down.
Well, here we go with the string again, George. And
yeah. And again, there's the pad. Just flops off. Scott Klein,
trainer again.
We saw the exact same thing in Windsor. Got out the old skate lace. I'm going to try and attach that pad.
But, George, what blows my mind is that I'm watching the pad, how easily it comes off. I can remember, in my day, watching goaltenders strapping up their pads. And actually, they didn't strap them up themselves. They used to have to lie down on the floor in the dressing room, and someone else had to come and strap them up behind.
I don't know if they did, but I did. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Practically lying on the floor in the dressing room on the pad and have somebody else
you had to
buckle them up for you. You had the old leather buckles.
Yes. Now, that's a thing of the past. But I'm looking on that pad, and these pads are very expensive and light.
They look like nothing. They look like street hockey pads.
They do.
There's no weight to them. So when he took it off, it's just nothing there.
I don't know how long the officials give them for this. I'm going to yell out to Danielle now in a minute just to get her. You could probably play that Skurrat a couple more times, George.
I absolutely could. Maybe that would have been a good time. We'll get back to Skurrat group in a little bit.
Okay, Lynch is ready to go. Good job, Mr. Klein. Deja vu all over again?
Yep. Yogi Berraism, wasn't it?
I like Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berraism. The restaurant was so popular, nobody goes there anymore.
Yeah.
Green weaving his way in, got a shot on goal. Harlem stopped it, and that'll bring about a face-off in the Growlers end. 1:44 to go in the power play. Had a penalty call just before that incident with the goalie pad. Harnett outside the blue line. Just gets it in, and then it's poked back out. Lambert drops it back to his defenseman. Or that's Fowler playing on the defense. Green will skate it in. Stop up along the half wall. Tried to feed it back. That was picked off. And look out, here's a shorthanded opportunity. It was over Skinner's left-handed, or sorry, his left-hand, his left shoulder. He looked over his right. O'Brien gets in there. Skinner all alone in front. Impact forgot all about him.
Forgot about everybody.
That could have been disaster for the Impact. They get away with it for now. Green to the boards. This time gets the pass back to the point. Harnett with a shot, that one off a leg wide. Comes back to Green here at the right point. Green over the other side. Fowler. Back to Green. Green with a one-timer off the stick of Chafe in behind the goal. Lambert fishing for it. Chafe's got it. He's pinned against the boards. Lambert. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Fowler backhands it behind the goal. Chafe back there for the Growlers, throws it around the boards, and that's going to get out and down the ice with just 20 seconds to go now in the man advantage. Lohr takes that pass, but he's got to back up behind his goal with it. Time running out, and Lohr fanned on that pass, and that's pretty much going to do it. Just 5 seconds to go. They hurry. Canning in over the blue line. Canning drops it back for Russell. Penalty is now over. Kept in. Russell down into the corner. Locke twisting and turning. Locke out in front for Russell. Pass was in his skates. Canning fanned on it. The Growlers kill off the penalty and head up the ice. Devereaux for Tucker. They feed it across. They score. That's a beauty.
Yeah, that is a beauty, right? And the thing is, they couldn't keep the puck down low, George. And a turnover, opportunistic team such as the Pinnacle Growlers. And I'm looking back here now at the bench, and their heads are down. Just watch this. We have 3 guys puck watching. Empty man, the late man coming down on the right-hand side, and basically an empty net goal. Just killed off the penalty, get scored on. That's a tough one.
2-0. The Growlers.
Just as quick as that.
Well, that was a pretty goal, though.
It was a beautiful goal.
Impacting a hole now, down 2-0 here early in the second period.
Yeah, they lost possession of the puck just on the boards, George, after being, on a half-decent power play and a couple opportunities.
So Micah Tucker with the goal. Growlers pick it up along the boards, head off the ice. That one off the skate of King. Gillespie's got to hustle back. Fudge in on him. Gillespie calmly plays it back behind his goal. The pass is stopped. Here's Herna with a chance. Herna with a shot, but from well out. And you see Hernum, the goaltender, up top of the blue paint.
Yeah, just an
made easy save.
Yeah. And as soon as that shot is taken, and Fudge, I know he's late on that shift. He needs to just make a beeline for the goaltender. Hopefully, see that there's a rebound, deflection, anything along those lines, and gobble it up.
Locke coming off the boards, tried to get it in front. That's picked off. Back come the Growlers. Skinner down the left side. He'll go get it. Reed Chafe in there for checking. Jack Chafe shot it in. Impact got it out to center. Jack Chafe sends it right back in again. There's a turnover. Chafe tried to get it in front for Skinner. War just got in the way of that as he sprawled out to break up the pass.
That was trouble.
There's more trouble. Hopped over Chafe stick. Maloney keeps it in. Philpott, an errant pass. Locke has it. Dump it in. And just getting in ahead of it were the Growlers. Icing against the Impact. Let's hear again from our official sponsor for the webcast, Skur Group.
Skur Group is a full-service company located in Grand Falls, Windsor, offering mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and security services for both commercial and residential customers. Skur Group can also help arrange financing for your home or commercial project. For more information on how Skur Group can help you, just call 709-393-2600, email info@skurgroup.ca, or check out their website at skurgroup.ca.
Timeout called by the Impact.
Yeah, we've seen this before.
Well, down 2-0. You can't afford to go down 3, so now's a good time as any to call that timeout and try and regroup.
I think what Coach Casey's trying to do is just create a little bit of a positive feeling amongst his troops, knowing that, they're in tough sledding right here now. So hopefully let's stem this tide and see if we can turn it. As you've known and I've known over the years, Coach Casey will call timeouts anytime during the game. It could be 6 minutes into the first period or 3 minutes in the third. Probably one of the most well-respected coaches in Newfoundland hockey circles.
All right, the Impact have it now back behind their goal. That pass missed Locke. Boland dropped it back. Chafe. Over to Devereaux. Devereaux up to Boland. Up at the blue line. Nice pass for Tilley. Tucker tried to throw it out in front. It's out in front. It went off the defenseman's stick, and a good save by Lynch to keep it still just 2-0.
George, for the fans out there watching, and something I take notice with the Pinnacle Growlers, they're very passive, very patient. And what I simply mean is that they're rotating the puck well. When they don't have the first passing option, they're just rotating it back D to D, up to the forward, bringing it back to the D, and then getting down to the boards low. And that's what we just seen right there. So if the first pass option is not there, they're going second and third, and that's what you call good rotational position on the puck.
Impact hustling to get there to negate the icing, rather, and they do. But the Growlers come up with it, and they'll move it out. The center. A little soft dump in the corner. Joey Green back to get it. Keynes is on him in a hurry. Party trying to get away. His pass way too far for Lambert, and this time it will be icing against the Impact.
And George, that being said, when the Pinnacle Growlers are coming in on the forecheck, they're really not getting Impact much room at all, even right from the outset. And there's not a lot of space, and because of that, your passes have to be quicker, and they have to be more precise. Coming into the defensive zone, I mean.
Again, dumped on the ice. This one's going to go right on goal. Harnham had to play it. Had a little trouble with it. Finally finds it and covers it up.
Yeah, it looked like he stopped it, didn't know where it was to, and was looking for it. And didn't seem too worried, however.
No. Pretty calm about it all.
Oh, yeah, well. Up 2-0. 2 games to nothing.
Yeah.
All's good. Not a bad day trip in from the Avalon today.
Oh, the weather was much better than what was forecast earlier in the week.
Yeah, we had another 10 centimeters last night. It's nice.
It had snow overnight, yeah, but then it started melting this afternoon, and this will be icing against the Growlers. We kind of go back and forth here.
Yeah, I drove home from work today and looked on the dash of my vehicle, and it said it hit 3 degrees.
Yep.
I got excited.
That was golf season.
Wow.
Impact in looking for it. A shot by Locke is stopped by Harnham, and again he will cover up the rebound.
Right now, George, and I know it's still only 11 minutes left in the second period, and I know it's too early to think about taking chances, but right now the Impact have to do something to keep that blue line. If that means you got to pinch a little quicker, you probably have to do so. You got to try to generate some offense, and right now, George, they haven't had a whole lot of offense.
No, that's been the problem, scoring opportunities. Harnett with a shot went off a stick. Green pinching in. Off the boards, Fowler. Taken by Andy Knight. He stopped up behind the goal. Pokes it free. Up at the blue line. Bouncing puck gets over the stick of Price. Avery beats Green to the puck. Green puts the hit into Avery. Back of the point, Maloney down low. Avery's in front of the goal. And we'll move in around behind the goals. The puck still in the corner. Maloney keeps it onside. His shot went off of Locke. Price had a chance to move and then had the puck stolen. Avery shot one off Green. Avery turning in the corner. Into the slot. It'll come back to the point. Maloney able to walk right in. Shoots it. Rebound is there. It was stopped by Lynch. Juicy rebound. Impact get to it and clear it out. Jack Chafe shoots it back in. Lynch leaves it for Green. Green, good outlet pass to Fowler. Fowler in over the blue line. Fowler with a shot. The rebound was there. Poking at it was Harnett. Kept giving it out was Hernum.
I don't think the goaltender knew where it was, George.
Not on that first bounce. Now Verdi fanned on it and shoots it over to the boards. Harnett tried to sweep it out in front. Hussey got it as far center, then he was stopped. King, puck hop over his stick. Verdi has it and shoots it in. Avery finds Knight. Back to Avery. Avery has to stop. Tried to give it back to Knight. Not a great pass. Impact will come back the other way. Here's Lincoln Canning. Canning gonna get around the outside of Maloney. Threw right to the crease. They hit the post. Great chance for King. He put it off the post.
Great chances last week as well.
I was just thinking the same thing. How many times did Zach King have chances last week? And
yeah. Was it or the week before? We watched them,
yeah,
George.
It was a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
But
when they were here.
So many great chances.
Yeah,
Fudge gave him 2 passes in the same shift, and it was like, you flick your head back and say, oh my goodness, I'm snake bit again.
Yeah, that was in the series against Western Kings, the play-in series, the 4-5 one.
Yeah, we're in Windsor Stadium, and he had some great chances.
And another great one off the post. No puck luck. Devereaux down in the corner. Impact playing a little better since the timeout. I don't know what Coach Casey said to them. They seem to be coming on a little bit, but still nothing to show for it. Ward trying to make something happen from his defensive position. Growlers get it cleared out. Here's Skinner, 2-on-1 setting up. Well, for Bolin, back for Skinner, kicked away by Lynch. Thing about the Growlers, you think you got them pinned in a little bit, you get a little momentum going. Next thing they come back the other way and burn you.
Well, we saw that on their second goal.
Lambert, long shot in, reaching up, grabbing it was Harnham. That's why they were the first place team by a pretty good margin this year. These two teams met in the final last year. Growlers won it in 4 straight. Here's Canning with some room. Canning tried to feed it in front. Fudge was there. Price. And behind the goal. Wraparound attempt went right through the crease, came out, and the Growlers have it. Some better chances for the Impact here in the last few minutes.
Well, they're keeping the blue line, George, and that makes a difference.
And here's Canning. Oh, couldn't control the pass, and it just trickles down to the goaltender. Oh, boy, Canning was in behind everybody. Puck went off the toe of the stick.
And I'll go back to 4 or 5 minutes ago. I said, you got to take some chances. You got to try to keep the puck in, create a little bit more offense, and they've done that in the last 2 shifts.
7:44 to go, period 2. In behind the goal, Williams there for the Growlers. Harnett's on him. Harnett gets it out in front. That shot went off a skate up high and into the near corner. Price trying to hold the line. He does. Goes back in. Williams back to get it. Boland almost got himself free. Puck comes loose. Impact around it. Harnett to the middle pass into the skates of Locke to Fowler. And just off by a little bit on both those passes. That gets down the ice, and this should be icing against the Pinnacle Growlers. We'll come back down to our right with 7:05 to go, period 2.
And that's one that you've got to make that play. That's not a difficult pass, and it's not a difficult reception. Of course, without making it, it brings it back down in your own zone, and you cannot change.
Face-off win for the Impact. Puck bounces around, then cleared to the boards. Back at the point, Hughes has it. Hughes with a shot blocker save made by Harnham. Lambert in behind the goal. Gillespie's on him. Comes free again. The Impact have it. Throw it back behind the goal. Lambert. Hughes with a shot. Grabbing that out of the air was Harnham.
Impact now, George, have turned it up a little bit. You see them turning pucks over, getting it down on the forecheck, and that's what they need to do. They need to create a little bit of momentum, get yourself some confidence, hopefully get a shot on net, get a break here or there, and maybe get yourself a goal.
Again, they win the faceoff. War couldn't hold it in, forced out by Kearley. War gets to it, backhands it in, gets past Harnham. Maloney down in the corner. And out they come. To center. O'Brien has it right down below us. He'll backhand it in. Russell throws it to the other side. Nobody over there for the Impact. Maloney will keep it in. Comes to the near boards. Lambert back for War. Hughes. And that'll go up and touch somebody over at the Growlers bench. 6:05 to go, second period. Still 2-0 Pinnacle Growlers.
Puck just a little out. I'm looking over at Coach Pudgell there now. And what he's saying, he's telling his guys they need to move back. They're exiting too easy, and because of that, there's really no established forecheck.
O'Brien against Canning. O'Brien wins it. Long shot in. That was stopped by Hanrahan. I think that's the first shift we've seen for Jaden Hanrahan.
I think it's his second, George.
Second? Okay.
Yeah, he had one earlier. It was only a quick one, but I can remember him going on.
It's Fudge. That's picked off. Keynes turns, goes the other way. Canning. The Green. Price. Stops up behind the goal. He was being watched by Keynes. Impact forced to get rid of it. Jack Chafe back in his own end. Stop up behind the goal. Gives it to Maloney. Sent back in. Bouncing puck. Harnham will settle it down for Chafe. For Keynes, pass was in his skates. It's sloppy right now, Robert.
Yeah, some missed passes coming through the neutral zones.
Maloney brings it in. You're saying he didn't touch it, but he did.
Oh, he touched it a couple of times.
Play continues. Dangerous pass. Wars got it off the boards, gets it to safety. Harnett clears it. Shot back in. Chafe holds it in. Kearley behind the net. Impact have it. Fowler. Off the glass. Chafe holds it in.
Great job by Chafe over there. Knocks his man down after that as well.
Impact finally get a stick on it and clear it. Good response here by the Growlers after they were pinned in their own end a little bit. Back to controlling the play. Knight. Back to Maloney. That's picked off. War. Nowhere to go. Just gets it down the ice. Won't be enough for icing. Maloney back to get it. Avery. Can't get it in over the blue line. Delayed offside. Growlers tag up. And the Impact turn it over. Here's Andy Knight. Oh! Huge save by Lynch. Rebound is there. Fanning on it was Knight. So close to 3-0.
Yeah, Joey Green just turns that puck over on the blue line, George, as a D-man. You just cannot do that.
Goes up into the banners down over the mesh, down to our right. And the Growlers just came so close to making that 3-0.
Well, it was
Lynch with his best save of the game.
Yeah, it was a 3-on-1 down low. I mean, Joey Green, George, is 6-8 feet inside of the blue line. He's got two men behind him. And he tries to make a move and, of course, loses the puck. And then, of course, Pinnacle Growlers make a phenomenal play, but goaltender Lynch comes out with two saves. One left pad and then right pad, which was basically the second one was an empty netter.
And Knight had a great chance to kind of fanned on it there at the right post.
Yeah, he did.
So-
It just got off the heel of the stick, but
Yep.
3-0 with 3 minutes left in the game, or excuse me, second period, would have been really tough.
Russell. Lambert has a whack at it. It's kept out by Harnham as he hugs that post. Green back in his own end. Chafe stole it as he picked off that clearing attempt. Down into the corner. Green's got it again. This time lifts it high in the air. Pilgrim. Good pass for Philpott. Drops it at the blue line. Shot in by Reed Chafe. Skinner in there looking for it. Pilgrim will chase it down in the corner. Back for Skinner to Chafe off his stick. Price battling for it. Skinner's in there. Philpott. 4 players trying to get it loose. Close quarters. Under 2.5 to go here in the second period. Finally, the Growlers have it. Back at the point, a little bit of room. Pilgrim mishandled it, and the puck comes out. Russell trying to get around the outside. Just getting a piece of him was the defenseman, enough to knock him off stride.
Devereaux did a good job.
That was Devereaux. Green down and along the boards. They go the other side. Shot off a stick, up and out of play. Face-off will stay right there. Under 2 to play.
See a board battle down there, George, about 40 seconds for the Pinnacle Growlers. They were only 6 or 8 feet away from each other, and Party and his other forward were having a real tough time trying to contain them. That really eats up time and drains you of energy defensively.
Williams. Growler player got a stick on it. Hughes goes back to get it. Around the boards, Boland will come in and take it. Tried to leave it back there. Locke, one-on-one against Gillespie, will just shoot it in. Fowler in looking for it. Locke has it. Locke tried to get it back to the points, picked off by Tucker, and out come the Growlers. Tucker, Boland pass in his skates, following up on it is Williams. Williams will shoot it in. Hughes. Work it up the boards. Boland is in there. He's got it for the Growlers. Come back for Williams. Shot in, went off the defenseman, and just missing it was Tilley. Another glorious chance for the Growlers.
Empty net.
Went off the defenseman's leg, and Tilley was standing there in front of an empty net. Could not get the stick on the puck. Fowler.
It's a high stick.
Touch with a high stick. Good call. Face-off comes outside the blue line. We're under a minute to go. 47 seconds here in the second period.
Well, the Central Impact, George, in the last 45 seconds have dodged 2 bullets. And don't know how many more you can dodge, but those are really tough.
Devereaux. Off the boards. O'Brien to the middle. Russell got back to pick that off. Devereaux back at his own blue line. Moves it up ahead. O'Brien brings it in. Price stayed with him. Green comes up with the puck. Green lifts it down the ice. Lincoln Canning racing in there. Ooh, they're going to call icing. Canning was in ahead of him. But it's not where you are at the end. It's where you are at the hash marks.
And you know something, George, also, I think Canning might have held up a little bit. If he skates a little harder, he gets that call.
That was a close one.
Referee Mills, they're dropping the puck, and neither official's even ready.
Both referees were over at the impact bench when the puck was dropped.
Wow.
Just to throw that out there.
Just in case you're watching.
Avery turns, puts it right on goal. Cleared away by Lynch as the buzzer goes to end the first period. in the second period.
Not sure what would happen if there was a goal scored there with no official ready.
One goal for the Growlers in the first, one goal for the Growlers in the second, and that's all we've got up on the score clock. 2-0. Growlers trying to take a stranglehold on this series so they can go up 3-0. Game 4 tomorrow, 6 o'clock here at the Joe Byrne. But
body language is everything here now, George. And I'm watching the Impact team, and of course, and George, you got to go back to your call. It's not where you are when you finish; it's where you are at the hash marks. And at the hash marks, they were probably a little even, if not, foot or two. But I thought Kenny held up a little bit as it going really hard, and we've seen 4 of those calls tonight, George, where the team that looked like it was going to be icing negated the icing by skating hard.
Got on there. There's the shots on goal, 21-18, saying in favor of the Impact. They had I see you're not necessarily buying that. They did have a good spurt about midway through that period where they controlled the play for a bit, but still
they did control the play, but they didn't get a lot of shots.
Still nothing on the scoreboard either. They still trail 2-0 after 40. We'll be back with period number 3 in just a few minutes. We'll take a little break here on AO.live. You're watching Newfoundland and Labrador under 18 Major Hockey League action from the Joe Byrne Memorial Stadium. This webcast brought to you by Skur.
Skur Group is a full-service company located in Grand Falls, Windsor, offering mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and security services for both commercial and residential customers. Skur Group can also help arrange financing for your home or commercial project. For more information on how Skur Group can help you, just call 709-393-2600, email info@skurgroup.ca, or check out their website at skurgroup.ca.
Pinnacle Growlers lead this game 2-0 after 2 periods of play. Third period just underway here at the Joe Byrne. George Scott and Robert Golding with you for this one, along with cameraman Steve Noseworthy. A little late getting back up to the booth. I got caught behind all the players down in the tunnel down below. Had to wait for them to go on the ice to make the run up here to the booth. For the Impact, it's been a problem of just not enough offense, not enough scoring chances. Need somehow to find a way to get to the net here in the third period.
Yeah, got to bring out the cliches, get it down deep, get it early, get it at the net.
They almost turned it over down in their own end. Yeah, there's no doubt you can't fall behind 3-0 to the Growlers here in this game.
3-0, it's lights out.
The other cliche is the next goal is a big one. Chafe.
Yeah, the old 2-0 lead.
Someone said down below, it's 2-0 lead. It's the worst lead in hockey. I said, I've never seen a team decline a goal when they're up by 1. They get a second one.
No, that's
just icing. You don't say, no, we won't take it because we'd rather be up by 1 than 2.
No, there's no such thing as the worst lead in hockey. A lead is always better than anything else.
I guess the worst lead is if you're behind.
Yeah,
it's a negative number.
You don't want that.
Face-off win for the Impact. They'll bring it out. Canning with Locke. Canning with a shot. One off the leg of Chafe. Harnett plays it behind the goal. Out in front, and Growlers have it off the boards and out. Hughes. Nobody there. Locke will go back. It won't be icing because Locke's going to get there first. Goaltender's arm was in the air. Gotta watch that. Telling your teammates it's icing when it's not going to be. Impact player goes down.
No, I don't think Fowler saw the puck.
Avery in front. It's tipped. Still bouncing around in front of the goaltender. Backhand kept out. Avery swinging a miss. Puck comes out. Williams.
That's icing.
Well, it'll depend on who gets there. They're going to wave it off. Avery's in there first. Then the puck comes loose, and out come the Impact. Hanrahan looking for Fudge. Harnham out to play it. Calmly plays it to the boards. Cleared out by Hussey. In fact, swung it to this side. They were looking for Harnett. He was headed to the bench. 2-on-1 down low. Poke check. Nice defensive play by Joey Green.
Yeah, you got to stick it there. Probably saved a great scoring opportunity for the Pinnacle Growlers.
Hanrahan was in over the blue line. They couldn't bring it in. Now Hanrahan's got it. This is onside. Hanrahan with a shot. Harnham again had a little trouble finding it, but he's got it. Keeps it out.
This is where they miss Strickland and, of course, Kosh, George, getting in on the forecheck. They're big bodies. They usually like to get in on the forecheck, particularly Kosh. Crazy, you know, he makes the best of his ice time. He doesn't get a lot of ice time, but the ice time that he does get, he makes do, and he's gotten more as the year has gone on. Even last year, I can remember watching him as an AP player and getting in some games, and this year the same thing. But he's not here tonight, and of course you hope that some of your other offensive forwards, you know, get to the net a little harder and create some space, and that's what you need.
In addition to Kosh, they're missing Jackson Ingram, who can create some offense
Yeah.
for you as well. Right out in front for Canning off the heel of his stick.
A small guy, but very nifty in the neutral zone.
Yeah, Canning keeps it in. Devereaux left it there. Impactor all over it. Comes to the side of the goal, still bouncing around. Stayed in behind, comes back at the point. Green will shoot it. Harnham's got that one and no rebound this time.
One thing about Joey Green, when he gets that puck on the blue line, George, many times he finds a way to get the puck through to the net. However, what happens as he starts to rotate from his right position coming back to the middle of the ring, the forward down in front of the goaltender has to do the same. The forward can't stay on the near post. He has to follow along to create that traffic in front of the net. So many times you heard say get in front of the net. No, you don't get in front of the net. You get in front of the goaltender, not the net. The net is no good if the goaltender's on the other side and the puck's coming from that area.
Quick shout out to Paul Glavine, one of the coaches for the Cataracts, watching the game this evening. Got a comfortable seat at home. Cataracts heading to Corner Brook tomorrow for Game 3 of their semifinal against the Royals, the Central West Senior Hockey League. Comes right in front, cleared away. Harnham got a stick on that, moved it up ahead. Boland for Tilly. Tilly circling the goal, left it back there for Tucker. Tucker walks the line, kept it onside, gets the return pass, shoots it. That one off of Canning into the corner. Impactor on it. Knocked down at center. Nice play there by Pilgrim. Green. Price. Tried to go cross ice. Boland picked that off. Tilly went for a spill at center. Boland breaking in. Boland 2 or 3 moves. Puck is still loose. We can see it there. Still not covered. Finally, the impact clear it. Yeah, we could see that puck there the whole time.
Yeah, it was just laying there.
Price back behind his goal. Bobbled it and moves it ahead. Up at the blue line for Locke. Locke up through the middle, pass just a little bit beyond the reach of Fowler. Chafe going back. Fowler's on him. Chafe comes up with it, reverses it. It'll get out. Verdi. Gives it to War. Up to Locke. Locke will shoot it in. Chafe got to it first. Stay ahead of Harnett. Now Verdi back inside his own line. Move it up to Locke again. Same play. This one doesn't get in deep. Maloney has it. Forced back by Harnett. Now we'll take it back behind the goal. Harnett's on him. Skinner tried to tip it off the boards. That's intercepted. There's a shot and an easy glove save. Nice one, confidently taken by Harnham. Off the stick of Fowler.
Yeah, and George, those are very easy. You know, it's up high. It's an easy glove save. No traffic in front. Goaltender's expected to make that, 95% of the time, and he did. No rebound. Get some new troops out.
Vardy will keep it in. Russell tried to tip it out in front. It's cleared to the board. Skinner reaching for it. Vardy gets there first. Off the stick of Fudge. This will come out over the blue line. Back to get it. War to Vardy. Pass was looking for Fudge. Too far for him, and that is going to be an icing call against the Impact. We're down to 14:42 to go in period 3. 2-0. Pinnacle Growlers lead this game.
This is time now when you're coaching Coach Casey and Tremlett. They've got to be seeing themselves, I've got to get my D a little bit more involved. Got to take some more chances here now as the clock starts to settle down.
It's tipped wide of the goal. Picked up by the Impact. Party. Need him to get going. Russell.
Yeah, Party usually generates offense with his skating ability. George getting to the open ice and forcing
Here's
plays.
a wraparound attempt. Didn't get through to the goal. Good job by Chafe to block that. Skinner into the middle. Here's Reed Chafe. Shoots it in. Green back to pick it up. Chafe in on the forecheck. Chafe got there first. Beat Green to the puck.
And Green started to look the other way. He was hoping for some support that wasn't there.
Gillespie behind his goal. Starts to bring it out. Moves it on the right side to Williams, who will shoot it in.
Coach Casey's coming right back out with Fowler now just after taking the shift. He's out there now with Harnett and King.
Growlers have it down in behind the Impact goal. Right out in front it comes to Chafe, and a stop by Lynch.
Great pass by Philpott down low. Did some great board work. And Roach had a tremendous opportunity in the slot. You couldn't ask for a better spot, but a great save by Lynch.
Hughes tried to knock it down. It got past him, so he's got to turn and go back and get it.
I said Roach. I meant to say Chafe.
I did the same thing first period.
Okay,
So
I don't feel so bad.
I don't either now. So O'Brien behind the goal. Right out in front. It came back to the point. Devereaux with a shot that changed direction. Kicked out by Lynch.
Good reaction by Lynch, George, to get that right pad out.
That shot in.
Pinnacle Growlers.
O'Brien gets there first.
Sorry, George. Pinnacle Growlers getting to every loose puck.
Great chance for Avery. Kicked away. Kearley. Another save by Lynch. Lynch is getting peppered right now.
He is.
Keeping his team in it. Pilgrim with a shot that goes up over the top of the goal. Devereaux takes it off the boards. Brings it down in deep. Drops it off as they crisscross. For Canes. Back in the corner. Devereaux back at the point. That shot put wide by O'Brien. Pilgrim's got it at the left point.
It's all Pinnacle Growlers here now.
Yeah, great shift here for the Growlers. Finally the Impact get it out as far as center. Canning to Harnett off his stick. Kearley gets the center. Partially fanned on it, but gets it in deep. He'll head to the bench. 12 minutes to go. Fowler down the middle. At Warwortham. Drops it off for Harnett. Harnett with a shot and a nice glove save that time by Harnett as he flashes the leather.
Yeah, a little turnover down on the boards coming back through the middle of the ring. But one of the things, George, I noticed on that particular play, they got the puck to the middle of the ring, that being the Impact. Whereas they've been going on the boards, and really the Pinnacle Growlers been flowing over and cutting out their space between, say, the dots and the blue line, or excuse me, the boards. That time they came through the middle and created a little bit more offense.
There's Price down and along the boards. Lambert.
Coaches will tell you to go to the open ice, and you're going to get more open ice in the middle of the rink as opposed to dots to the boards.
Locke leaves it back there for Lambert. Party's in front. Got by Party. Back at the point. Price has it. Back down into the corner. Behind the goal. Lambert battling for it. It's cleared along the boards. War over at the right point. War does a great job to hold it in. War steps in, shoots it well wide. Locke has got it. He'll keep it in on this side. Over to Lambert. Good shift here now for the Traction Central Impact. And this will be icing against the Growlers. Down to 11:06 to go here in period number 3.
Good shift there.
Yeah, good response after being pinned in their own end for a little bit.
Yeah, for a minute and a half or so. So what the thing is now is that, you know, when you're coming to the bench and the next line's going out and you're saying, well, it's a good shift, well, let me pick up for where you just left off.
There we see the general manager of the Impact. That's Glenn Casey. Corey Keats, goaltending coach there. Upstanding alongside our camera position, taking in the game.
Joey Green cut an edge and had a great recovery. Looked like it could have been disastrous for the Impact.
Fowler skating away with it. Fowler all alone right now, waiting for Harnett to catch up. Threw it towards the goal. Cleared to the boards. Bounces around. Almost came out in front. Growlers have it. Hughes breaks that up inside the blue line. Growlers still come up with it. They were looking for Chafe. Chafe takes it off the boards. He'll turn, put it on goal, and Lynch has got that one in the trapper.
Avery and Russell had a little battle down low on the boards. Good to see some aggression coming out of both players. Nothing untoward. Official says, okay, guys, you know, go and get yourself a drink of water. Cool yourselves down.
Boland plays it back to the point. Williams, he just drifted it in wide. Lambert trying to get away. Back first is Gillespie. Swinging away from Lambert, puts on the brakes. Try this side for Williams. Backhands it out. Tilley got a piece of it. War had the puck taken away. Tucker in over the blue line. Micah Tucker. Impacts around him and get it out. Back in it goes. 9.5 to play. Gillespie Pass up for Tilly. War got a stick on that, and then Party shoots it in. Boland back in his own end. Impact they're changing. Boland winding up, weaving his way through center, turned it over, and then two Impact players run into each other, King and Fudge.
I guarantee you, once Boland goes to the box, he's probably going to have a little message from his coaching staff saying, let's not do that. I don't need any more gray hairs than I got.
Tried to beat 2 or 3 guys at center.
You don't do that when you're up by a couple in the neutral zone like that.
Almost turned it over. A little break when the Impact players collided. Shot in. Time continues to tick away.
Yeah, and you're looking at the clock here now, and it's going very quickly if you're an Impact player, and not quick enough for the Pinnacle Growlers.
This should be icing. Place back there first, and the faceoff will come back down to our left. Just under 8.5 to go here in the third period.
You're going to see some quicker changes now for both teams the next 8.5 minutes, I would think, George. And really now is where the defense for the Impact team has to start really pinching hard down on the boards, try to keep that puck in and create a little bit more old time.
War. Again, a nice confident looking save. Looking right into the trapper was Harnham.
See it all the way, George. And if, goaltenders at this level and this caliber, that's relatively easy. They're making thousands of those in practice.
Impact won the faceoff, but it comes out over the blue line. Shot back in by Hughes. Devereaux into the corner. Fowler on it first for the Impact. Growlers get it out. Here's Devereaux, the defenseman, stepping up, cutting inside. Devereaux, little bump from Moore, knocked off the puck.
It's a good check.
Good play by Brady Ward. Fowler off his stick. Picking that off was Lambert. Lambert working against Pilgrim. Lambert down in behind the goal. Lambert back at the point for War. Mishandled it, and he's forced out. War turns, shoots it right back in. 7.5 to go. Hard around the boards all the way up for Skinner. Up at the Impact blue line, looking for Chafe. Price trying to knock it out of the air. Chafe got to it, and Lynch with another big-time save.
That's beautiful. But Chafe had a great chance. This is the second of this period.
Devereaux, he's got some room. He's looking for the pass. It went off a stick. And thrown through the near boards. Devereaux's on it again. Nice little back pass for Chafe. Chafe steps in. That was blocked. And the Impact get it out. Fowler, one-on-one against Maloney. Fowler. Harnett was the trailer. Devereaux stepped up, knocked the puck off his stick.
Devereaux read that puck beautifully. I watched him as coming on
the back. He knew where it was
check.
going, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He really read it well.
Locke, 1-on-3, trying to bust through. That's going to be a penalty. A little delayed call, but
yeah,
it will be a hooking call against the Growlers. Maybe last chance here for the Impact.
I looked over at the official down low. Wasn't no indication. I looked back at the official in the neutral zone. There was no call. Then I turned around, and then there was the call. Anyway, if you're going to have an opportunity, this is it right now. 6.5 minutes left. You're down by a couple. You've got a great power play opportunity. You always keep saying with 10 minutes left, you're down by a couple. You can get it score at the 5-minute mark, get it to a minute with a goaltender pull. Well, you got a chance here now.
Yeah, tough break there again. They won the faceoff, but puck went between the two defensemen.
That's happened a couple times tonight.
Harnett cutting in. That could have been another penalty there, and it is.
Yeah, that's a call.
Yeah, even with somebody in the penalty box, that was an obvious one.
You can't get your stick engaged like that. That's a can opener on the wrist. You just got twisted right around. And I'm looking over at Coach Pudgell. What Coach Pudgell is saying is that you committed too quickly out on the blue line. You need it to come back down low, because if you commit to the guy, it's easier to beat. And that's exactly what happened.
So if a 5-on-4 was a great opportunity, now it's 5-on-3. You've got to make something happen here. This is a must, I would think, Robert.
Got to be.
Green. Fowler, one-timer, one off a stick and went wide.
Went off a couple, and that's
didn't miss by a lot. Green's got it again. Hernan, one-timer. That's blocked by Devereaux, and that could have been a penalty.
That's a hooking penalty, and I can understand.
Not being called, and the Growlers are angry. Don't blame. Comes to the front of the goal, comes back. Fowler looking in, shoots, put it wide. Green has to hustle over, holds it in. Green. Fowler's got a little bit of room, doesn't shoot it. Over the other side from a sharp angle, diving at Hurnham, and the puck is covered and the whistle goes.
That's going to be a penalty here, George. But the Pinnacle Growlers, George, almost came off of the bench, and Coach Trevor Butchell never lost his head, but he lost his hat.
The hat went flying.
Yeah, and I can totally understand because it was a clear hook.
Well, it's going to be another penalty.
Yeah, and they're going to be livid here now.
We're going to get one each side on this one, Robert.
Yeah, but he's still upset of the no hook call on the wrist, on the forearm.
Yeah.
Down low when the Pinnacle Growlers were 3-on-5.
Yeah, Devereaux had the puck and was about to clear it.
Yeah, and he got hooked.
Yep, no question.
It was an easy hook and an easy call. But 4 of the coaching staff on the Pinnacle Growlers, I looked over, George, and they were beside themselves.
And I thought a Growler player was getting a penalty on this too. Looks like maybe only Party. Unless, it's another player coming.
I think it's going to be Quincy.
Here's the other player coming over now. Okay.
Because there was a bump on the side, and then 2 guys got engaged. Still going to be a 5-on-3 power play for 1:01 and 1:19 for the other penalty.
Yeah, Micah Tucker was getting the other penalty for the Growlers. He'd gone over to the players' bench, and they found him and sent him to the penalty box. So, as you say, still 5-on-3 for 1:01. But yeah, Trevor Budgell, the head coach of the Growlers, is not happy with the non-call.
Well, I can't say that I blame him. Especially you just had 2 called, and they're very similar calls with hooks into the ribs, arms, and that was a clear one again. Twisted the player around, preventing them from getting rid of the puck.
All right, so we continue 5-on-3. Again, there it is again. It's the 3rd time in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, that's just not good D work there, George.
Impact won the faceoff, but lost the puck. Green dropped it back, but he dropped it back to a player who was covered. All right, they got to get it in over the blue line and try and make something happen here. This is down by 2. They have some urgency.
They're going to lose it again here now, George. And you can't have one person do it all. It just doesn't work that way. And that's what's happening right now. Everybody thinks that they had to do it themselves. That's not it.
Fowler in over the blue line. Fowler. Let's get a little bit of room. We got to get some separation there. Fowler back to the point. Green with a hard shot. Save is made. They score.
Yes.
Goaltender got a piece of it.
Yeah, that's
off the blocker, and it bounced over.
That's one he wants to have back because I don't think he's screened on this, George. He may be, but he gets his. Might be a little screen, but it's one that I know that he would love to have back.
He got a big part of it with his blocker, but it went up and over his shoulder into the back of the net.
So, George, you say that you like to score with 5 minutes or so to get yourself within a goal, and, of course, now they are.
And they're still in the power play for another 33 seconds, 5-on-4 variety. Green stepping in over the blue line. Green. He's poke checked. Shot around the boards, held in momentarily, but Hussey's got it and he'll move it out. Growler player went down, feed it into Fowler. Fowler with a shot. Lambert got a stick on that, I think. He knocked it out of the air. It was kept out. Just 5 seconds to go in the power play. It's pretty much going to do it. Impact got 1. That's what they needed to get themselves back in this one. Jack Chafe. Long pass up. The center. Off a skate. Canning following up on it. Lincoln Canning from a sharp angle. Right on goal. Harnham made the save. Puck goes into the corner. Growlers are on it. Goes up in the air. Players continue to battle along the boards. Finally it's cleared out. Hughes has got it out at center. Hughes drops it back for Price. Price up ahead to Locke. Locke into the middle, and that's taken away by the Growlers. Impact on the counterattack. Locke. That looked offside, and the Growlers bench is losing it again. Locke. Kept in by Price. Three Growlers standing, or three Impact players standing next to each other over along the boards.
Yeah, that's no good. You got to create some separation here.
Growlers eventually move it out. Under 3 to go. There's Devereaux. Devereaux shoots. That sits on top of the goal, and the whistle's going to go. Lynch, a little lucky there. Similar to the goal that the Impact scored. That one was in the trapper, came out, and then sat on the top of the goal.
Yeah, it's a good thing that it did. Just prior to that, George, it looked like a really close call for the outside. And the Pinnacle Growlers have been upset the last 5 minutes. And a couple of really good opportunities as a result of a non-call.
Jack Chafe back in his own end with the puck. Boland backhands it down in deep. Green moves it ahead. Fowler looking for Party. Party will chip it in. Harnett trying to get in on the forecheck. Cleared to the boards. Boland's got it for the Growlers. Under 2.5 to go. Up for Skinner. Skinner can't get it out. Kept in by Green. Green with a shot that went off the leg of Party to the boards.
And that's where you have to take chances now. Joey Green does a good job there.
Party trying to get it out in front for Harnett. Taken away by Boland. Boland will get it out. Gets past Green. Green's got to hustle back.
Got to be tired.
I was going to say, he's got some heavy legs there right now. Green. Puck along the board. Skinner went down. Got the puck underneath him. There, it's loose right at the blue line and cleared back in. Green's got to go back to get it. Minute and a half to go. Keep an eye on the goal. Green weaving his way through. Will backhand it in. Lynch has gone to the bench. 6 attackers out there now for the Impact. Their net is empty. Price back to get it. Minute 20. Here's a turnover. They almost lost it. Price has got it off the boards. They can't get it up and down, up the ice rather. Russell. O'Brien could end it here. He does with the empty netter.
They just didn't have the right personnel out there, George. They were late getting the change. Joey Green, who was dead dog tired, he would rather be out there in that particular situation, but he had to get off the ice. They never did gain control, George. And you talked about earlier how close they were to each other over on the boards. They were 3 and 4 feet apart and did not get the puck. They had no separation. They could not move the puck. Turned it over. Result, empty net. 3-1. 1 minute left. It's a tough one.
The Impact made a game of it with that power play goal, but the empty net goal likely has sealed this. You say they got the goalie out, but they never got possession of the puck. And they're going to bring out Lynch again, but
just as well.
Puck's got to go deep. Maloney with it. Again, the net is empty. We'll take another shot at it. Dead eye. That was Devereaux, I believe, yeah.
Each time, though, George, they pulled the goaltender, they just never had the puck.
Well, the first dump in didn't go, as I mentioned in my call, didn't go in deep. No, and that allowed the Growlers just to take it, make the pass over to Devereaux, who...
That'll salt it away for tonight. The Pinnacle Growlers take a stranglehold on this series, 3-0 with Game 4 tomorrow.
6 o'clock tomorrow evening here at the Joe Byrne. We'll see if the Impact can extend this series beyond the minimum 4 games. Another game that was close right to the end, but it's the Growlers who pull it out.
Close again.
Yeah, close. Just doesn't get it done, hey?
It does not.
15 seconds to go, so we'll play this one out. Tilley on the left side bumped off the puck. It'll come out. Gillespie's got it. And that's going to do it. 4-1 final score. Pinnacle Growlers defeat the Central Impact. A couple of empty net goals.
Yeah, that's a big victory. And the thing is, it was, I still think the Pinnacle Growlers had far more of the puck possession and the opportunities to score, even though it's still just shots on net 31-28 for the home team.
Yeah, take that with a grain of salt, as always.
A couple of grains of salt there. But, hats off to the Pinnacle Growlers. They were dog determined. But one of the things that I thought they did tonight, George, is that they really negated the speed of the Impact forwards up front in the neutral zone. There was not a lot of space. And, I look back and I can't remember too many times tonight. I'd have to think back or even look at the tapes. I can't remember too many times where there was a lot of ice for their forwards to be able to break in. It just wasn't there tonight. Pinnacle Growlers really got in on a forecheck hard, and their D stepped up and took space away. And that's the thing. You speak to coaches, they'll talk about two things. Defensively, take away time and space. Offensively, create time and space. Sounds simple? It's not, but the Pinnacle Growlers did a great job tonight of taking away time and space for the Impact team.
All right, so the Growlers looking to repeat as league champions. This is the semifinal. They're up 3-0 against the Impact. As Robert mentioned, we'll do it again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. We invite you to come back and join us then. Just a quick update on the Central West Senior Hockey League game happening in Stephenville this evening between the Deer Lake Red Wings and the Stephenville Lightning. Teams are tied at 2 after the opening period.
Okay.
They'll play again tomorrow night, and the Cataracts will travel to Corner Brook tomorrow to play Game 3 of their series. All right, it's going to do it for us tonight, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. On behalf of our cameraman, Steve Noseworthy, Robert Golding, and our new sponsor, the Skur Group, for all your plumbing, mechanical, electrical, carpentry, home security, or business security needs.
Anything.
Check out the Skur Group right here in Grand Falls, Windsor. Good night, everybody. Have yourselves a good one. We'll see you back tomorrow night.